How goes it all? Welcome back to Patterson L Properties. Hopefully, you guys having a great and exceptional day. All right, let's get this going. So, I recently read an article today about how to own a successful residential construction company. So, let's just go over the one-on-one aspects of it. There are three items which we will that basically are critical to have before beginning a construction project on a new investment rental property. Disclosure: I've only done two fix and flip properties, so I'm not going to act like I'm an expert. But every fix and flip is a learning situation. That's one thing you can get from the HGTV shows is that it's never going to be the same. You're always going to have an issue. Majority 95 to 90% of the time is going to be a major discrepancy that you're not going to be ready for. So that's why it's always great to have the right budget. Anyways, article says you must have a long-term investment strategy for the property, home inspection report, and in-person walkthrough. And, hey, we're not all experts. We don't know everything. That's why we all have to do our darndest to learn and have the experts pay the money, utilize the time. And, with every investment, it's a risk. I don't care if it's in real estate. Okay, if you're in the transportation business and you're buying another vehicle, another truck, buying a house for just yourself. Everything is a risk. Even if you invest in the stock market, you're taking a risk. Everything's a risk. So the thing is, are you willing to make the risk? And don't just listen to people on YouTube and on the internet. Do your homework, do your research, go from there. All right. But anyways, also one needs to have a long-term investment strategy as well. The article stated that how long do you intend to hold the property? That's one question. If you plan to sell it within the next 5 years, do you expect to sell it to an owner, occupant, or another investor? These two questions will help you determine the types of finishes and amenities you'll want to use at the property. For another example, if you expect to sell the property to an owner, occupant in 3 years, it might make sense to install a granite countertop rather than a laminate countertop. On the other hand, if you plan to hold the property for 20 years, you might spec a 30-year shingle for a roof replacement. It's all about what your plans are at the end of the day for the property, which will help you in your success in the future. The article also stated that one needs to not only have a great understanding of the home inspection process and build a good relationship with home inspectors, or even eventually become one day. This can help. And that's one thing, because a lot of times us as investors, we get just so caught up in just buying the property, renting the property, doing the fix and flips, and always just putting 100% trust into the hands of others, home inspection, property owners, contractors. Learning this stuff on a regular basis, at least the one-on-one aspects, that way you can have an intelligent conversation. That way you can give yourself more of a chance to not get financially screwed over by home inspectors and contractors, et cetera, and so forth. Another thing, identify things that can help. You need to identify major defects or issues in the process by getting the experience, access to overall condition of the major components of the home, roof, foundation, et cetera. Identify safety hazards. Identify issues that may have an adverse impact on the future condition of the home. Final piece of the puzzle is an in-person walkthrough of the property. A good onboarding evaluation is a useful tool when communicating with your contractor, so be sure to include clear documentation of the items you are considering for repair. Also, prepare a clear scope of work, meaning the following. Rehab costs generally increase 3 to 5% per year. What amenities or finishes are comparable rental properties using to attract tenants? These are another things to consider. Will this repair add value to the asset? And you can answer that question. Will deferring maintenance make it more difficult to lease the property? That's another question you need to ask yourself. Then, of course, finding the right contractor/vendors, meaning are the reviews of these specific contractors and vendors recent or from a few years ago? I like to go with the ones that are recent. Are they clustered in small time spans, or are they spread out over a larger time span? A small clusters of reviews can be a clue that the vendors doesn't work consistently. Do the reviews give a detailed story of the work done, or are they just a character review? Vague reviews shouldn't be considered. last but definitely not least, ensure that your communication with your contractors is clear, concise, and always documented via text messages and emails, because verbal communication in today's world makes it so much easier for somebody to screw you over. Get it in writing, get it in writing, get it in writing. And I leave it at that. So on that note, that's all I have. This is a nice, great quick video. On that note, remember Patterson Hill Properties, we rent, we wholesale real estate in the Reading, Pennsylvania, Harrisburg, Allentown, Lancaster areas, Lebanon, that part of Pennsylvania, and we purchase rental properties within that area all at the same time, and we wholesale real estate within the DMV area all at the same time. So on that note, do the great deeper things, like, share, and subscribe. If you want to contact us, you do it via this channel, do it via website, do it via our Facebook, and go from there. As I always say, make money move so you're gonna live like a fool. Take care.